There's people that like the non-frosted.
That's me. Strawberry non-frosted.
Okay.
Psychopath. What's your favorite one?
I'm on the s'more one right now.
Brown sugar, cinnamon.
I'm not just a standard strawberry one, though.
The strawberry with the sprinkles and the icing.
We're splitting these in half and eating from the middle, right? We got 2 slices of this thing. We're not eating from the top.
Light and toasted.
And then you crack her in half.
Depends on the mood.
We might go from a corner.
Might go from a corner.
Now, crust first into the pizza.
Oh, I'm a crust guy.
I break off the end pieces and give them to my dog.
He's talking to you.
Non-frosted is kind of something.
I'm the only non-frosted guy in this building.
In the world.
No way.
It's like only person I've ever met who like non-frosted. I had to Google it. I didn't know that existed.
Shut the fuck up.
Look,
Is that a Pop-Tart? That's not even a Pop-Tart.
non-frosted Pop-Tarts. I didn't know they existed.
This was Travis Kelce when he dated his previous girlfriend. This is him with his current girlfriend. Y'all, she turned him into Uncle Rico. Tell me I'm wrong.
I know what you're thinking. It's awful. It's horrendous. That second cowboy completely missed.
Man, I hate Tennessee because first of all, it's Tennessee, and I just hate them because they low down, they dirty, they some snitches, and I hate Philadelphia. I hate their colors. I'm not a dog person. I just hate Tennessee, man. Like I hate Neyland Stadium. It looks like a garbage truck worker convention, and I hate all their quarterbacks. I hate Tennessee, man.
Describe what you feel about the colors too.
It reminds me. It's not that orange that you can see. I hate Tennessee more than I hate Auburn. I just dislike Auburn. I hate Tennessee. Tennessee's colors is that throw-up orange. It's not that orange that you can sit with. It's that puke inside of a pumpkin orange. And I don't like pumpkins. So I really don't like Tennessee, man. I can't stress that enough, man. And they losers. They sore losers because they're not Alabama. And I hate Tennessee, man.
Like this interview done all year. Thank you, man.
I can't stress that enough. I hate them.
Put on the Alabama shirt. You just won the SEC championship.
You almost said. You know what you almost said.
Let me tell you something. Don't ever let that scarf sit down anywhere. You might not ever see it again. It won't even be a question about who took it. I'm gonna see you rant some photos with my face and with the scarf wrapped around my head like the Taliban. You're just ridiculous.
No, you are a spoiled brat. You're over your pouting.
You were just ridiculous.
You're pouting.
You know what the word ridiculous means?
Can you spell ridiculous?
Yes, K-A-Y-L-A-S.
No, ridiculous spells Annette.
No. You acting this way this close to Christmas.
Oh no, don't you turn into this grandma thing that you got going on over here.
If you had won, you just wouldn't.
This ain't even the game.
Your teammates are gonna kill you during recess tomorrow. I bet this team hopes you pitch against them every game. Tyson, if you know how to cheat, now's the time to start, all right? Let me freaking guess, your parents have you on a gluten-free diet, don't they?
I gotta tell you, we had a meeting. They coach, things are not going well. No Ray Charles can see that, brother.
So what's next?
Well, I gotta tell you this though. Say, coach, you got $17.1 million on your contract. We're gonna give it to you. I said, what time you want me to leave and what door you want me out of, brother?
Can't wait for kickoff. Well, we gotta practice a little bit. We gotta practice a little bit. I want these guys bouncing around today like a pogo stick on Viagra. You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game.
Including doing this. Walking up to somebody and saying, no, you will not be texting right now. You're going to watch this football game. He just took it and put it in his back pocket.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Oh, no, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Oh, yes, ma'am.
Chris! Why the f*** you at that house? Why the f*** you at that house?
Now, why is he at that big? Bro, he should be in the NFL right now. He should be at training camp. Well, what's going on? This is the next Lions freaking running back, all right? Chris, let's get you on the fucking squad ASAP, all right? Quit messing around in these suburban neighborhoods. Let's get you on the fucking show.
This was my Christmas present, and I got a loss.
No, you probably would have rather had Cole, huh?
Yeah, probably. I'm feeling two of two things. A, I want A.J. Brown packing his bags, and I want him somewhere else that is not here. I love you, A.J., but, like, you can't make those drops in that game. And I also want Kevin Patullo flipping burgers at, like, the local McDonald's or something. I don't care.
Ooh, my baby!
I mean, his ability to
just escape and make plays on the run. I mean, it's just outstanding what I've seen, and just the defensive side of it as well. They're definitely going to be a concern for me going forward if Alabama doesn't get their offensive line straightened out.
Chelsea, that's a great point.
What is up, Touchdown Tribe? We're back at it again. Hopefully everything's smooth here. I don't know. I feel like my internet's acting up. It's been kind of overcast, so we'll see how this goes. Hopefully it stays in the clear. I'm waiting for it to go back green. It's in the red right now, and I don't like when it's in the red. It's kind of scaring me. Okay, it's in the green. We're in the green. I was like, go green already. We're back in the green. And I feel like my lighting's jacked up. I don't know if I can even reach my lighting here. There we go. Make it a little brighter. Alright. What is up, Cree? Good to see you in the building. You will be back live later today, so excited about that. Alright, y'all. So we got some updates with Marshawn, Kneeland. I'm sure you guys have already heard, but we're going to get into it. Also cover Lonzo Ball because he had some things to say about his parents' divorce. And then get into Tom Brady on the Kelsey Brothers podcast, New Heights. So some exciting things. I was hoping Pooh Man would be here. I don't see Pooh Man in the building, but I know Pooh Man loves Tom Brady. So I was hoping he would be here for this. Maybe he'll pop in later, but anyways, let's go ahead and get into some of the things that I have with the motivational drop. I don't even know which one is on, but we're going to play it. We're going to play it anyways.
Focus on our haters, we give them life. Stop focusing on them. I know a lot of people like haters because it gives them motivation to do better. Once you know there's a hater, then just keep it moving, you know? But when we focus on them and make them our primary source of inspiration, that's not good. Because it's going to turn you into something that you never thought you would be. And I think that's how a lot of these channels turn toxic. You know, they get a little bit of haters, they respond, and then they go back and forth, and then their channel builds off of that, and now you got to keep the drama going, you got to find somebody else, and then the cycle continues, and next thing you know, you making money, but you ain't really feeling good on the inside.
Shout out to your average logical thinker, Mo. I hope she's doing well. I haven't really seen her in the YouTube streets lately. I did message her and check on her and all that, but shout out to her. And it's so true what she said. Like, don't focus too much on the haters, because if that becomes your sole source of motivation, then you're always going to be needing to feed into that. So then you'll always be looking for the next hater. But shout out to your average logical thinker on YouTube, aka Mo. Alright, now let's go ahead and play some drops for the Touchdown Tribe, because we have Cree in the building. Shout out to Go Cree. She will be live later tonight. Let's see, here we go.
Do you know the Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man.
Yes, I know the Muffin Man. Who lives on Drury Lane?
Shout out to you, Go Cree. And we also have G Honda in the building. Shout out to G Honda, aka G Hudson, as we like to call him.
Who the fuck could that be? What does his weird ass want now?
Shout out to you, G Honda. Okay, and we also have King Williams. King Williams, I've got to get you a drop. I have it on my list, and I still have not done it. But I really want to know what drop you would like. I know you're a Charlotte Hornets fan, and then I think you like the Raiders as well. Is that right? Do you like the Raiders? But I really want to know what type of drop you would want before I go picking something. Okay, and we also have Tiffany in the building. Shout out to you, Tiffany. I know you sent me some more things from Devontae Smith's wedding I gotta check out. I haven't had a chance to look at it, but shout out to you, Tiffany. Shout out to you. Did you see all the info I sent you? Yes, Tiffany. I seen. Well, I know that you sent me it, but I haven't got a chance to look at it yet. Okay, so back to the main screen. Oh, before I forget, let's do the Touchdown Tribe National Anthem. So all rise for the Touchdown Tribe National Anthem at the Chelsea Dome.
On the Star Spangled Banner, Fergie.
That a flag was still there.
King Williams, you said the Raiders Nation, Charlotte Hornets, and Oklahoma State Cowboys is how I roll. Okay, I can remember that. I didn't know that you were an Oklahoma State fan, though. That's too funny. Your teams are all over the place like mine. So I am a Dallas Cowboys fan for the NFL, which I've talked to you all about this. The reason why I'm a Dallas fan is because the Panthers didn't get established until like 98. So many people didn't have a team to go for. And then, like, whenever my dad was younger, he was a Dallas fan. My dad didn't force me to be a Dallas fan, y'all, okay? My dad didn't, he wasn't one of those dads that was like, hey, you have to pull for this team or nothing else. My dad wasn't like that. He just taught me the game of football watching the Dallas Cowboys. And so then I got attached to the team, got attached to the players. So yeah, I ended up a Dallas fan. But I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, I'm an Alabama football fan, and then I'm also a Carolina college basketball fan. So my teams are a little bit all over the place. And for the NBA, I really don't have a team when it comes to the NBA. Y'all know this. I don't have a team. Like, I just look at certain players. I really haven't had a team since Kobe Bryant was out. And technically, I only went for the Lakers because of Kobe Bryant. I love watching Kobe Bryant. But anyways, Cowboys. Yes, I'm a Cowboys fan. Unless you're talking about OSU. Well, not is it OSU? Oklahoma State. I know that it's like you have Oklahoma. Yeah, it would be Oklahoma State University because then you have Oklahoma University, which is just OU. Yeah, okay, I had it right. Alabama and Georgia, Sixers, Eagles, Phillies. Okay, Tiffany, I see you. Yeah, see, Tiffany, me and you are the same. I don't mind Georgia. A lot of Alabama fans, they're like, absolutely not. I hate Georgia, and I get it. But me, I just have so much respect for Kirby Smart. Kirby Smart comes from the Nick Saban coaching tree. I have so much respect for him. He was at Alabama the longest out of any coordinator. So I really don't mind Georgia. Now, if Kirby Smart wasn't there, I probably wouldn't like him. I'm just being honest. I probably wouldn't like him. Okay, y'all. Enough chit-chat. Enough of me chit-chatting. Let's get into it. So first up, we have Marshawn Kneeland news, which I'm sure most of y'all have already heard, but we're going to cover this. We're going to get into it. Oh, wait, y'all. Oh, man, I'm showing y'all this. My bad. I'm showing y'all my list for the hot seat coaches. We'll get into that later, too.
I received an email today with the press release announcing that Marshawn Kneeland, the Cowboys defensive lineman who died at age 24 last year by suicide, and it was a tragedy. And as we have seen in many other cases, the brain of a deceased football player is studied for evidence of CTE.
Y'all remember,
They still don't have.
I've told you about this multiple times. I've educated y'all on this. You cannot diagnose CTE unless an athlete is deceased. So I'm happy that the family opted to have his brain studied for CTE. I'm very grateful to that family for doing this so they could, have further research and study on this. But it came back that he did have CTE.
A way to diagnose CTE in the living. And in most of these cases, there is some degree of CTE, which isn't a surprise when you're talking about somebody who has played football most of their life. The finding was that Marshawn Kneeland had stage 1.
So he had stage 1 CTE, so it was early stages, but, it really doesn't matter what stage it is. It's all very impactful to the brain.
Which is the lowest level. Stage 4 is the highest. It just underscores the risk. And this goes back to what we discussed last week in the aftermath of the Chris Johnson news that he has ALS. The football players will say, we know what we signed up for. It's important that they always know exactly what they signed up for.
This is what I say. These athletes know what they sign up for. Every day you are at risk with whatever you're doing in life. It doesn't matter if you're playing football or if you're just going for a drive in your car. It does not matter. We are all at risk to some degree for, something, right? But these athletes, they're educated. They have an understanding. They know the risks, and they choose to want to play the game. That's their decision, and I respect it. I know people hate on that, but I do. I know he's talking about the players that just say, hey, we know what we're signing up for. We know the risk. I can't argue with that. I agree with that. And I know some people hate that, but I don't argue with it.
It's not just the injury that can happen to you right now. It is the condition you can develop later in life. And
they
the reality is,
again, they know this. They know the conditions they can develop later on in life. They're very much aware of CTE. They know.
When you're 23, 25, hell, just pick a number in your 20s. Now, as you get closer to 30, you start thinking about these things more. But the younger you are, you're not thinking about life when you're 60 or 70.
You know what?
80.
I will say this. I just heard one of my friends' fathers, they played in the NFL, right? He played for the Giants. But anyways, he said just the other day that even though he has arthritis, he has all these things wrong with him, right? And keep in mind, he played in a time where it was much rougher. Like there was less rules on tackling than what it is today, right? He said he would still do it all over again. Even though he's suffering later on in life with these health risks that he developed from playing football, even though he struggles with that, he said he would do it all over again. If they love the game, this is what they want to do, that's their decision. Like I said, everybody is at risk every day in their life with something.
80. You may as well be 500 years away. It's a different lifetime. It's a different person. That guy will worry about it. So I'd say most players, even if they fully know all risks, will still play, especially at the highest levels. But it's important that they know the risks. We don't want to hide the risks. We don't want to have this moment where, hey, everybody knows the risks now, and then time passes and we don't talk about the risks. And that was the reason that Jeff Pearlman was as upset as he was, justifiably so, for the way that the disclosure of Chris Johnson's ALS was handled, with no mention whatsoever, nothing about the connection between ALS and football, and the connection's real.
I get that there needs to be awareness with the connection with ALS and football. I get that. I don't deny that one bit. But again, it just goes back to we take risks every day in life, and they know that what they do will have an impact on them when they're older. They're not naive.
Be one of the conditions that qualify players who retired as of July 7, 2014 for payment under the NFL's Unlimited Concussion Settlement Fund. ALS, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, dementia, CTE. So it's not something that we should refuse to talk about, because every year there's a new crop of players who are starting to play football. Every
I
year.
think that it should be talked about. I don't deny that. It should be talked about and discussed. But it just goes back to these players know what they sign up for. They're not naive to it. They know that they will struggle later on in life. And again, most of them will say that if they had to do it all over again, they would do it. So, it just, I mean, I think it just comes down to do what you enjoy in life. Because there's risks with anything.
There's another group of college football players. Every year there are college football players who are migrating to the NFL, and every year you can have people who maybe didn't understand the full risks. Just because it's out there doesn't mean they've researched it. They understand the short-term risks. They don't understand the long-term risks, and it's fair to talk about it. It's not fair. It's
I don't know if I agree with him on that. I think they're fully aware. Like, you sign, they educate you on this because of legal matters. They educate you on the risks, right? They have an obligation to these athletes to educate them on this. They walk through all the paperwork. Hey, these are the health risks you are taking playing the game. They sign that paper. They sign off on it. So they're very well aware. Okay, let's not act like these are naive, athletes. Maybe in the past they weren't educated on it, but in today's time, in 2026, these athletes are educated on it. Let's not act like they're clueless.
mandatory, I think. Anybody that cares about football, we need to be sure that everyone who's playing fully understands the risk of playing, and they accept that risk. They're entitled to accept that risk, but they need to know what it is.
Now, the only way I will agree with him on this is, I mentioned college and NFL. Obviously, they know the risk level, right? But when it comes to middle school, even Pee-wee, because, sometimes in Pee-wee, you'll see those tackles, right? Pee-wee, middle school, high school level, I think there probably should be a little bit more education on it. It's the youth that I'm more concerned about versus the college, when they get to the college age and the pro level. I don't know. I've battled with this myself. I've battled with, maybe we should prolong when they're able to tackle. Maybe it shouldn't be when they're in Pee-wee, middle school. Maybe it should be like maybe like junior or seniors in high school start implementing tackle football. But then it just goes back to, like, they know what they want to do. And if they have a talent for it, why stop it? Like, because you take risks every day in life. I don't know. You see the battle that I face with this? I have so many thoughts.
That's what the concussion litigation flowed from. The idea that the risk was hidden from them. Now,
King Williams, that's another great point. Why is it football is always the main focus? Because you can get CTE from other sports. And that doesn't get talked about either. You see it talked about, one could argue, you see it talked about more in football than you do other sports. I don't see this talked about with rugby. I mean, rugby's pretty brutal. Like, you just don't see it talked about with other sports.
if that case had gone to trial, plenty of the former players who testified, if telling the truth, they would have said, I'd have played anyway.
That's what I just said. That's literally what I just said. Many of these athletes that are older, they say they would do it all over again. They would keep playing. And that is their right. They have a right to do that. I mean, we talk about women who say, my body, my choice. The same could be said about these athletes. It's their body, it's their choice, it's their decision.
You still need to know. It's the right thing to do. It's the fair thing to do. It's the responsible thing to do. And it would be irresponsible to just stop talking about it because, hey, we all know the risks now. We all know the risks, so let's just act like they aren't there.
I think he's tripping. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's tripping. I think if any sport talks about it the most, it's football. Football, many people are aware of the CTE. Now, it's probably going to get talked about with ALS as well. But trust me, they have a legal obligation to educate these athletes on the risks of what this could do to their health in the future. It's not like they're clueless. It's 2026. Come on now.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PF.
There we go. We covered that. But just so y'all know, Marshawn Kneeland was diagnosed with CTE stage 1. It was the early stages. But nonetheless, doesn't matter which stage, it's all very impactful to the brain, as we know. And I would say that Marshawn Kneeland, he knew the risks. He knew what the game of football entailed, and he did something that he enjoyed, and he made it to the pros, which is what many athletes can't do. It's unfortunate that this tragedy happened. I know that his fiance, I believe it was his fiance, she just gave birth to their child. I get that this is not an easy discussion, but this does get talked about. CTE does get talked about. Now we're starting to talk about it with ALS, and I just don't want people to think that this is something that gets ignored, because it's not like it was in the past. In the past, it definitely was getting ignored. There's no denying that. But now, these athletes are educated more than ever on the risks. Okay. So, back to it. What is up, Pooh Man? Smoke and Talk in the building. Let's go to some drops for my favorites, since we got Pooh Man in the building. Let's see. I think I passed it. Here we go.
Rolex wearing. Woo! Diamond ring wearing. Woo! Kiss stealing. Woo! Wheeling dealing.
Shout out to you, Pooh Man. And we have Smoke and Talk in the building. Shout out to you, Smoke and Talk. Let's see. Find your drop real quick.
Lamar Jackson, ball till you fall.
Ball till you fall. Shout out to you, Smoke and Talk. Okay, back to it. I want to talk about, LeVar Ball. Let's go to this screen. Let me read some of y'all's comments, though. Defensive lineman William, the refrigerator Perry experienced severe medical problems with his retirement. Yeah, and I mean, this just goes back to nowadays, these athletes know what they sign up for. They know the risks. Back in the day, they probably were not aware. But now they definitely have a legal obligation to educate these athletes on the risks. I remember the refrigerator's wife telling the story of making him walk to the kitchen to get his meals to keep him moving. Yeah. And see, this is like my friend's dad. Like, my friend's dad, like, we make jokes like, he struggles to walk. he couldn't even grill, be on the grill for very long. So it's difficult to see what happens when they're older, but when you hear them tell their stories and how much joy it brings them, they have zero regrets. I'm telling you, they have zero regrets. And it's like I said, he himself even told us, like, he would do it all over again. So I just don't hate on them. I don't hate on the athletes if they choose to play the game knowing the risks. I heard that that's baby might be Diggs, and that's why he committed. Hold on, what? Wow. Okay, I'm gonna have to look into that, Tiffany. I'm gonna have to look into that. That is insane. Wow. Okay, I'll have to look into that. Okay, let's go ahead and get into this how do you say his name? Lonzo. Y'all, clap it out, Chelsea. Clap it out. Okay, hold on. Let's go to the clap it out one.
Clap it out, clap it out, clap it out.
I don't know why I struggled to say Lonzo. Lonzo Ball. Okay, let's go to this.
First and foremost, I want to say I love both my parents, but the situation that is put before y'all is not how it went down. I'm not about to get into all the details, but long story short, my mom didn't want to leave. She was quote unquote damn near forced to leave. I helped her leave. I'm glad.
Y'all, this is what I was saying with Coop. Y'all remember, if you know the Do Better podcast with Theo Coop, shout out to Coop, whenever he was reacting to, what's her name? Was it Riva TV or something? I can't remember which one. He reacts to her and Pink Book Lessons. I can't remember which one covered it. But everyone in the chat was going off on his wife. And I was just like, why are we jumping to conclusions? Because people don't know. And I tried to tell the people in the chat, I said, hey, we don't know what medical problems she faced with her stroke. Because keep in mind, she had a stroke, right? She most likely was not emotionally there anymore. Because a stroke affects your neurological, emotional brain waves, right? And whenever we were seeing some of the footage of him helping, is it LeVar Ball? I think it was LeVar Ball helping his wife rehab. She just had a blank stare. Like most people who are being pushed or being motivated in some type of way, you're going to get an emotional reaction from them. And she just had a blank stare. So I was like, I'm not going to jump to conclusions and just assume that she left because LeVar had to have his leg amputated. I was like, I'm not jumping to conclusions because it takes two to make a marriage work. You can't just put blame all on one person. And I didn't like that, y'all. I just didn't like that one person was getting blamed for everything. Then this comes out. This comes out from Lonzo himself about the truth. And I was just like, wow, this is crazy. Oh, okay, Perman, you said he picked a side. He shouldn't have said nothing. I don't know. I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at him for speaking out. Because you gotta think, his mother was really getting a lot of ridicule and hate on the internet. So in a way, I'm kind of glad that he advocated for her. I'm not mad that he spoke out and he was standing up for somebody. I talk about this often. If you see a weaker person getting bullied, stand up for them. Do what's right. And I'm not mad at Lonzo for, telling his truth and speaking up on the matter. Because if he knows something, he definitely should speak on it.
She left. She's in a great spot. Shout out to Dip. Put her up nice. So she's good. My pops is good. They obviously don't fuck with each other.
I like how he said it. It wasn't like he was completely bashing his dad. He said, my pops is good. She's good. They obviously don't F with each other, but I F with both of them, I think is what he says at the end. So he's obviously not really, I didn't get the impression that he was taking a side. I just got the impression that he was standing up for what was right and telling the truth.
But I fuck with them both, and was not wrong at all. She did not leave him because he lost his foot. That's a myth that was put out there. What else have I seen? I don't know. But my dad did a great job raising us. My mom did a great job raising us.
I like that. He said my dad did a great job raising us. My mom did a great job raising us. So it's not like he's completely bashing his dad. He just chose to tell his truth. I like it. I'm not mad at it.
They didn't work out, and it is what it is, man. They both doing well, and I love them both. We can move on now, unless you want to say something.
Well said, Duke.
First and foremost, I want to say...
Okay, let's play it again. And shout out to you, Tiffany. You said congratulations on 458 subscribers. Thank you, Tiffany. I appreciate that. We're trying to, y'all, make sure you subscribe. Tell your cousin, tell your brother, tell your sister, tell your mother, sister's brother's cousin. I don't care, whichever one. Tell them all. Tell everybody about me. If they love sports, come check out my channel and support me. I would greatly appreciate that, okay? Because we can't keep moving the chains on the YouTube field if I don't get subscribers and, you know, more people around. We're trying to grow. We're trying to build something here, okay? So shout out to y'all.
First and foremost, I want to say I love both my parents. But the situation that is put before y'all is not how it went down. I'm not about to get into all the details. But long story short, my mom didn't want to leave. She was quote unquote, damn near forced to leave. I helped her leave. I'm glad she left. She's in a great spot. Shout out to Dip. Put her up nice. So she's good. My pops is good. They obviously don't fuck with each other. But I fuck with them both. And she was not wrong at all. She did not leave him because he lost his foot. That's a myth that was put out there. What else have I seen? I don't know. But my dad did a great job raising us. My mom did a great job raising us. They didn't work out, and it is what it is, man. They both doing well, and I love them both. We can move on now, unless you want to say something.
Well said, Duke.
I thought he was very respectful. I didn't get no hate from that, ill intentions. He even complimented his father. So I just really think that he wanted to stand up for what was right and speak the truth on the matter. And I'm not mad at it. When you see someone having lies told on them, you need to stand up for what is right and tell the truth. But shout out to Lonzo for that. I'm really glad that he spoke on it. We moving on up in my George Jefferson voice. Oh, that's great. I need to add that as a clip. That's funny, Tiffany. That was good. Okay, let's go ahead and get into this Tom Brady interview on New Heights. It's going to be a long one. I don't know if I'll cover everything. I might just hit on the main points that I want to cover.
Do you have a favorite Gronk story?
Actually, hold on. Is that what I wanted to do? Is that what I wanted to do? Oh, wait. No, let's go into the NFL hot seat. The coaches that I believe are on the hot seat. Let's cover that real quick. And shout out to Pooh Man. Pooh Man sent me this list. And this was CBS's rankings. CBS had Dan Quinn, Zach Taylor, Shane Steichen, Todd, y'all, I might have to clap this one out. Todd Bowles, is that how you say his name? Whoa. Y'all, we're just going to call him Todd B, okay? We're just going to call him Todd B today. Aaron Glenn, those are all the CBS hot seat rankings for head coaches. Now, here is my list. I replaced Dan Quinn with Nick Sirianni. Personally, I don't like it. But I always think they put Nick Sirianni on the hot list. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. They always put Nick Sirianni on the hot list. And you got to think with the new offense and all these different elements, they always want to put Nick Sirianni there. So I put him there. I was like, okay, I think, I just don't see them getting rid of Dan Quinn. I feel like Nick Sirianni is always at risk. Like I said, it's unfortunate. I kept Zach Taylor. I even battled with Zach Taylor. I was like, should Zach Taylor really be there, or should it be Dan Campbell? Dan Campbell for the Detroit Lions. I feel like he gets talked about a lot because people are wanting to see a Super Bowl. Personally, I don't think Nick Sirianni or Dan Campbell would deserve to be on a hot seat list, but they always seem to be up there. They always seem to be in the conversation. Dan Campbell, I mean, I just don't put no blame on Dan Campbell. I just kind of blame, like, just how the organization is as a whole. I think Dan Campbell's a brilliant coach. But I battled with putting Dan Campbell there instead of Zach Taylor. Shane Steichen, I kind of understand Shane Steichen, right? This is one that I really don't have no doubts about just because the Colts need more consistency. They've had a lot of players to leave. It's like, I don't know. Like, I get the Shane Steichen. I get Todd B. That one actually, like, it honestly surprised me at first because I was like, really? Because he won a Super Bowl as a defensive coordinator. Like, he keeps them in the playoffs. Like, he's had Baker Mayfield doing great. So I'm just like, should Todd be in the conversation? But I kind of get it. They probably want to see something more. So they have Todd there, so I kept him there. No doubt, the Jets head coach. No doubt the Jets head coach. I get that one completely. So I don't argue that one. I kept him there. But like I said, I battled with Dan Campbell being on the list. Dan Campbell, Nick Sirianni, those are the two. Nobody likes anything in Philadelphia, especially the media. Yeah, it's so unfortunate because I remember, Tiffany, I don't know if you remember this. I'm sure you do. But before they even won the Super Bowl, everyone wanted Nick Sirianni fired. Everyone wanted him fired. And I was like, slow down. I was like, this was early. I'm talking this was early on after they lost to the Falcons. I was like, slow down, people, because I'm just like, this is actually brilliant. What they have is, really great. I was seeing amazing things. I was like, I don't know. I feel like the Eagles have a shot. Sure enough, the Eagles won the flipping Super Bowl. I was like, see, this is why you shouldn't doubt them. Everyone was saying, hey, the Eagles, they need to fire their head coach. They're out. People were talking about the Saints winning, and I was just like, y'all are tripping. Y'all lost your mind. I'm glad I wasn't one of them, though. But anyways, here's my list. It's not that I think Nick Sirianni deserves to be fired. I think he's a brilliant head coach, just like I think Dan Campbell is a brilliant head coach. It's just the media, it's some of the fans, not all of the fans, okay? Not all of the fans are like this, but some of the fans, it's just like, if anything goes wrong, they're going to want Nick Sirianni out. And it's so unfortunate because, like I said, he's a brilliant head coach, and I feel like he deserves a chance to stay. Okay, there's my little rant about the hot seat head coaches. We'll probably cover this again. I'll keep the list. But let's go to my drops because we've had people stroll into the building. We have my music producer, aka CDT Beats, in the building. Shout out to you. Always good to see you. Hold on. My chat better work for me. Work for me, chat. Okay, here we go. That never gets old. Shout out to CDT Beats. He will be live later tonight, right? CDT Beats, you will be live later tonight, okay? I mean, y'all, I didn't tell you this. I had the worst migraine the other day. Like, I've had a lot of things going on. A lot of stuff still going on. I'm trying to work through. So I've been going through it lately. And I had the worst migraine when CDT Beats was live Monday. I couldn't be in the chat. I was so sad. I was like, I want to be in the chat. I want to be here. But I couldn't. So all I could do was just listen to the music while I suffered with, like, a migraine. Which the migraine, like, it wasn't that bad. Like, CDT Beats' music actually really helped me with my migraine because it just relaxed me more. So, shout out to CDT Beats. But anyways, I better see him live tonight because I was upset that I had to miss the chat Monday. Let's see. Oh, we got Beardman in the building. Beardman, I haven't got to play your drop in a while. Let's see. And I love your drop. Shout out to you, Beardman. And we got 3 a.m. Shout out to 3 a.m. He will be live. I believe he'll be live later tonight, right? It's going to be Agree to Disagree podcast doing the interview with you. I'm so excited about that. I will be there. Y'all, I'll have like 3 different lives pulled up, but I promise you I will be there, okay? I will have 3 different devices ready to go to be in all these live streams. Shout out to you at 3 a.m. Okay, I think I covered everybody. Let me catch up with the chat. Let me catch up. Let's see. They don't like his attitude, but he sits for Philadelphia. I don't get it. Yeah, I don't get it either, Tiffany. Yes, I will be live. Okay, I thought so. I thought so, CDT. I want to make sure. I want to make sure I get alive. Okay, let's get into this Tom Brady on the Kelsey Brothers New Heights podcast. And y'all know Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce just got married. I didn't put them on my list, y'all. I know. Okay, so if you checked out my recent shorts, I did a top favorite NFL offseason wedding. I wasn't gonna put Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift on my list. I don't know. I really do like Taylor Swift's music. I know I'll get hate for that, but I do like Taylor Swift's music. I think she's brilliant. You can't knock her talent, y'all. Like, I mean, I guess you could, but you can't knock it, to me, because that girl is a brilliant writer, musically gifted, like with instruments and all of that. So I'm just like, I've been a Taylor Swift fan since I was young. So, okay, there it is. Anyways, I just didn't want to put her on my list. I didn't want to put him on the list. I thought that Devontae Smith's wedding was the best. Second, I had Overshown from the Dallas Cowboys. I liked his wedding. Anyways, check out my recent shorts if you want more on that.
Machine. 100 catches, and all the receivers did it. I never saw Gronk ever do any catching drill, ever. Every ball I throw to Gronk, like he'd have these big white gloves, right? And when he put his hands up like this, it looked like the top of a trash can that I would try to hit. And he would go, whoa, 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 with so he had like a smile on his face. The ball would just stick to his hands, right? So it was like unbelievable. So one day, it's like it's like 3rd year in the league, all right? And we're at practice, and I throw him a ball, and it like hits like the palm of his hands and like falls on the ground. And Gronk looks at me and is like, what was
Tiffany, I agree. I thought that was just, I gave all my thoughts on that wedding in that YouTube short, but I thought everything was beautiful. Like, just her style. I loved the look. She's very fashionable. If y'all don't know, Devontae Smith's wife, like, she's very fashionable, stunning, beautiful woman. Like, I love their family. And that wedding it looked amazing. It looked everything bit of amazing. From the style to just the vibes, like, with the dancing and the party they threw. And then she also gifted him with an amazing gift. If y'all want to see that amazing gift, you gotta watch my short. But I thought that wedding was just amazing.
that? Like, what just happened? So he goes, Tommy, throw me the ball again. And I took the ball and I fired at him, and he caught it. And it was like he gained his confidence right now. He goes, okay, I'm good.
All right. Okay, let's go to these timestamps, y'all, because I got timestamps here. We have favorite season. Let's see. Brady. Okay, let's go to the Tom Brady intro. Dang, that's like 8 minutes. There we go.
The intro?
Sure. This conversation is brought to you by Xfinity.
Howdy, our guest today is the 6'4" quarterback from the University of Michigan. The 109
6'4".
9th pick of the 2000 NFL Draft, 15-time Pro Bowler, 2009 NFL Comeback Player of the Year, 3-time NFL MVP, only starting quarterback to win the Super Bowl in both the AFC and the NFC. He's got 7 Super Bowl championships, 5 Super Bowl MVPs, 92%ers. Please welcome the most decorated man in the history of our game, Tom Brady!
Breathe, man, breathe.
We got the go.
Yes.
Man, I got to hire you to come on the road with me. I've never had an intro like that. I've done a lot of shit.
Yeah.
I've never had an intro like that.
Hey, just
Only the best
sign
for
me
you,
up,
big
baby.
dog.
Sign me up.
Only the best for you,
Man.
big dog. We got to settle it right here, right now. Though you're 1-1 against the Kelsey brothers in the Super Bowl, dog. How do we figure this out? How do we break the tie? We got to
I
get
don't
out on the
know.
golf course somewhere. We got to get a few drinking games going. What do we got to do?
I think we should. I'm definitely down for some golf with you too. You know I love that. Although Trav, I have seen your swing, and I'm afraid that like you would just roll over me. I mean, you got that thing dialed. Jay, I don't know. You probably have had a little more time post career, but Trav's got a ridiculous golf swing.
Trav is very. I keep telling people he's going to be a plus handicap when he really gets done playing. He's a stick.
Yeah,
and he's all.
CDT, you said, I'm going to need to be introduced like that from this day forth. Yes, hey, CDT, I'm going to work on that, okay? I'm going to work on that for you. I'm going to come up with, like, an amazing intro for you. I might get some AI help with it, but let me tell you, I'm going to come up with an amazing intro for you. And if you want to clip it, you can clip it and use it. But that's what I need to do. That's what I need to do for you, CDT. Hey, y'all, speaking of that, let's play these beats in the background. There we go, there we go. It's not so dull now with these beats.
So he just got this new driver. We played at Bel Air yesterday, smoking it, like 360. I'm like, what the?
Hold on, you said, Coach Chelsea Lynn, you should ask the chat the question I asked in the Discord. Okay, let me see. I seen that, y'all, from that migraine, I'm so bad. Like, I'm behind in my Discord. But let me see what question. Oh, man. Pooh, man. I meant to save this. I'm so mad. I meant to save this. Maybe I can still save it. It just always makes my, like, internet act funny when I try to do this. I'm trying to think. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can save it real quick, y'all. I'm afraid to leave this playing. Give me 1 second, okay? I might have issues with my internet for a second when I'm trying to download this picture, but if it's the one that I'm thinking of that you sent me in the Discord, I'm gonna save it because I meant to save it. I'm so mad at myself that I did not save this. Ah, man, I'm hoping this works. Come on, load. Give me something. If not, I'll have to airdrop it. But anytime I airdrop something, for whatever reason, like my Mac acts funny with my OBS whenever I airdrop something. So I kind of just hope that it loads. Oh, here we go. I just gotta make it down to, man, I'm a part of a lot of Discords. I also have a lot of messages I need to read. Okay, there we go. There we go. My bad, y'all. My bad. Stay with me. Stay with me, chat. We coming right back, I promise. I just want to save this from Pooh Man because I meant to do it and I forgot. But I'm doing it now, y'all, okay? F it, we do it live. Now I gotta figure out how I save this. Does it give me the option to save it? There we go. Okay, we got it. We got it. Shout out to you, Pooh Man, for reminding me, because I almost forgot all about that.
Same driver, new flight. It's
is that what it is?
Yeah, it's just going straight.
You've had a unique athleticism, Trav. I will say that.
I appreciate
that. Silky smooth route runner, like incredible feel out there. Like I think if I played with you, you would have had 110, 120 a year. And not that you don't have that with Patrick, but I liked your style of play because I feel like there was a way you ran routes and you always had an ability to feel the coverage and then turn in when they told you to turn up, but who cared? Because you're.
Are we back? Okay, we back. It says my internet went out. I don't know if it actually did, but y'all just let me know.
As they were running the routes were that even if they made a decision that wasn't, so-called in the playbook, essentially, it felt like everybody was always friendly and making it definitive enough for you. And, but hey, I appreciate that, big dog. He's more of he's the kind of guy that
I feel like Jason had the same in his own way, like the center style of play, his own unique way of getting the job done. And Jay, you probably weren't the biggest guy, but you always played with great leverage. Always communication was probably on point. I don't think I would have motherfucked you very often. I motherfucked the centers a lot, but you, I feel like you would have gone right back at me and I'd have been stuck because I'd have been like, oh shit, he's probably right.
No, I listen, we talked about this earlier this year. I know you're being funny a little bit, but we were just talking about being on the same page. And so we were talking training camp earlier. Tom and the Patriots had a joint practice with us early on. And he talking about motherfucking people. We're having the Patriots come in, and the biggest thing we took away was the leadership and ownership that Tom took over everything. And this is just in like a training camp practice. And like, hey, motherfucker, come in motion. Like he was yelling at guys, not going in motion, not doing the right thing. You could tell you guys were so dialed in as a group, and it all started with you. And I would have gladly been motherfucked, to be honest with you.
That's the thing. You gotta be willing to get motherfucked out here, man. You gotta be willing.
He's like catchphrase. I don't know. I feel like Bill Belichick used that too, but that's funny.
That's why I love having my guy Eric Bieniemy back in the building, man, because guys are getting motherfucked all over the field, and all of a sudden you get a little bit more sense of urgency going, and you get a little more focused in, like, oh shit, I can't be the one getting motherfucked today. Like,
I know, and Trav, I think that was kind of like when I started, that was.
I don't think I could make it. I don't think I can make it. I don't know. I lie. I probably could. Okay, I'm a sensitive person. It's a balance, right? Like, I'm a very sensitive person to certain topics. Like, y'all know I don't like anything with kids, or I can't be sensitive, right? But when it comes to my competitive side, that's an entire different beast. That's a whole new Chelsea you brought out of me, okay? Because when it comes to being competitive, like, I will be trash talking, I will be doing whatever, saying whatever, trying to win, okay? Like, that's just how it goes. It's funny. I have many different sides to me. I have my sensitive side, but then I have my overly competitive side. Y'all know. Well, if you don't know, I'll show you, okay? Here's some of my drops, y'all. I have drops for you, and I have drops for me. Here's mine. Oh, wait. I can get this!
We have got to beat them.
Why?
Because Gary and Phoebe think they're a hotter couple than we are.
Oh, so?
So we've got to go upstairs and have a lot of sex and prove them wrong.
You've got to stop this competitive thing, okay? It's crazy. I mean, just to impress Gary and Phoebe, you want me to go upstairs and have sex with you over and over and over, and I'm saying no to this. Why? Get your coat.
Yes! That you get? That you get?
Heads up, Russ.
Score! You suck.
42-21, like the turkey Ross is done.
I'm not going to be able to make it into work today. I don't feel very good. Yes! Wow, for a second there, I thought I was feeling better, but I'm not.
You have a favorite Gronk story?
That's just me. That's just me. I'm very competitive, okay? But anyways, let's get back to it. I gotta find my spot. We were at 13:01. There we go. That was you and I don't know about that, Cree. I don't know. Let's see. Lord, here we go. Yeah. Yeah. Very, very competitive. Let's see. Okay. I gotta get my mind right now.
That's why I love having my guy Eric Bieniemy back in the building, man, because guys are getting motherfucked all over the field, and all of a sudden you get a little bit more sense of urgency going, and you get a little more focused in, like, oh shit, I can't be the one getting motherfucked today. Like,
I know, and Trav, I think that was kind of like when I started, that was the norm for football players, like high school, college, pros. It was all about like
old school ball coach.
Where's the urgency to get it right? And Bill would always say something really good to us as a team. He'd always come in and say, you have Wednesday practice, Thursday practice, Friday. He would say, come in on Wednesday morning, be like, listen, don't go out there and mess up a bunch of things today. We can't do them over on Thursday. We got a whole nother pile of, stuff to put in Thursday. And then on Friday, same thing, like lock in, today's a big day. And that just creates.
That speaks volumes to Bill's coaching because he stressed the importance of making today count. Don't drag your feet and bring that BS into day 2. Work on what you can control today and improve, because the next day we have more things to work on. We can't be working on yesterday and today's work. So I really like that. I really like that coaching, stressing the urgency of making every day count.
Always this urgency for our team. And I felt like, I took a lot of things away from my time in New England. And, obviously I thought I had like a lot like you guys, you have great teammates and you have people that are going to be friends for life because you were all doing this really challenging thing together. But there was like an urgency, whether it was May to have the best OTA we could have or end of July when we had our first training camp. Like we had to have great practices every day because the competition is year round in the NFL. And if we were going to beat the other good teams, well, they were having good practices. So we needed to have a good practice. And just day in and day out, I think there was definitely a stress to it. There was an intensity, a stress to practice. Like I can't go out there and just, suck today at practice because I set the tone for the whole team. So I developed like this competitive urgency within myself. And you can feel that certainly all those years in, Jay, when we would come and practice against you guys. But I was locked in and I just felt like
you don't say a lot of funny things, but that one was actually good. Belichick, first ballot Hall of Famer, terrible sugar daddy. That was actually funny.
I did that. Well, then the other guys had to do it. And if they had to do it, then the coaches had to do it. And then it just kind of volleyed off one another. And, we didn't win them all, but we were competitive probably in most, in almost all the games I played. And I think it was for those reasons.
Hell yeah. Being able to challenge that fucking inner competitor every fucking day and about every single detail. You're doing that in the dog days, man. That's just going to show up in the fucking games for sure.
The F word. I don't know if my ears, well, that's a lie. I was going to say, I don't know if my ears have ever heard the F word in one sentence that much, but they probably have. But I'm surprised at how like frequent he says the F word.
We talk about it all the time. When your best player is the guy that is doing all this and he cares that much and he's holding, that's the guy who usually sets the standard. And if he's just naturally that gifted and he doesn't have all these other things that all these other guys also need to be applying, and whether it's the time in studying, the time in knowing what you're doing.
Because there's also more, and I have the timestamps. I'm glad they timestamped this thing because it's long. But I want to get into Belichick getting the best out of his players. I want to hear what Tom Brady has to say about this, and that's timestamp 1823. So let's jump a little bit ahead here because I want to see what is said about Bill Belichick from Tom Brady.
Mendoza out there motherfucking some guys or what?
Hey! I think it's in him.
I'm glad that I got to this part. I didn't know he talked about Mendoza.
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
mother frickin' him.
Yeah, mother frickin'. There we go.
That's hilarious. He said, that would be me. I would be mother frickin', but not saying the mother effing word, right? I would say mother effing or mother freaking. I wouldn't say the actual word. That's hilarious.
I mean, we'll get it out of him somehow.
Hell yeah, man.
It won't take that long in the NFL to like.
He said, we'll get the actual word out of him somehow. It won't take long in the NFL. That's actually true. Like, when you're around that type of language all the time, it starts to have an impact, and it does rub off on you. In a way, I kind of hope that Mendoza kind of keeps his, like, demeanor about himself and just says the other words instead of choosing profanity. Y'all, I don't hate people who use profanity. It's just not my thing, okay? I just didn't grow up saying it like that, so that's why I've just never been comfortable with it.
Like, all right, this is the way stuff gets done, and this is the urgency I got to create.
Mother freaking him is so good, man.
I think too, Trav, like if you think about it, a lot of guys have had so many people tell them how good they are. And again, something that's unique in the NFL, like you're a high school player, you're probably the best player on your team. So it all goes pretty well. Then you go to college and you're probably one of the top 5 on your team. So everything goes pretty well. Or you finally get to the pros, you got an agent that tells you how good you are all the time. Mm-hmm. You have a significant other that tells you how good you are. You have a mom that tells you how good you are. You have a dad. So in the end, who really tells you the truth?
Yeah.
You know, and who tells...
That is bars from Tom Brady. That was well said. These athletes get so many people complimenting them that they really need someone to tell them the hard truth of what they can work on, and most of the time it's your coaches that get into that.
Where you need to get better, and that's the role of the head coach. Like, he has to be the one that says, I don't give a shit what, you know, the blog says or the daily writer. I care about what I think, because it's my vision for the team.
Nick Saban called it rat poison. Anytime they would just uplift and act like Alabama was all that and these players were all that, like Nick Saban, he just didn't like the rat poison. He did not like the rat poison whatsoever. Tell them the hard truths. Tell them what needs to be worked on, because they're not perfect. They have their imperfections. They have things they need to improve on. We all do. We all have things that we need to work on and get better at, including these athletes.
Again, I was blessed to have Coach Belichick, who I believe is the greatest head coach of all time. I think Andy's like that to a degree. Same. I know he's a different style. But
whoa, did Tom Brady take a little bit of a shot at Andy? I feel like he kind of took a shot at Andy, because he said that I believe that Bill Belichick is the greatest head coach of all time. And then he said, I think Andy Reid is that to a degree in his own style. I don't know. I feel like he kind of took a shot at Andy Reid there. I feel like he kind of downplayed Andy Reid. I'm not mad at it, though. I mean, there's no arguing. Probably one of the greatest coaches in pro football is Bill Belichick. I said one. I said one of them, okay?
There's part of it that that position, like, you can't be like, hey, man, let's go out there and have a great day. Like, we're going to have so much fun. And, like, something goes wrong. And it's like, oh.
Where's Real to Sports at? Where's Real to Sports at? He needs to reel you back in. I don't know. I feel like the Raiders have a lot of great things going for them. I mean, I know, King Williams, you've been very critical of the Raiders team, and I get it. But I do see a lot of improvements. Y'all were able to keep Crosby. Y'all were able to bring in different pieces that you need. And then you have, King Williams, I know you are one who is so against bringing in Kirk Cousins. Like, I know you were heavily against that. You wanted someone else. I get it. But I think having a veteran QB and then having Mendoza sit under him, I think that was a brilliant move. I don't know. I feel like the Raiders are going in a positive direction. Will it happen overnight? No, it's going to take time, but I feel like they're headed in the right direction. My biggest thing with the Raiders is they have to keep a head coach. You can't keep having these head coaching turnovers. You got to keep one. You got to keep one. You got to have some consistency for your team. And I hope it stays. Like, I hope this one sticks for the Raiders. That's really like my biggest thing with the Raiders, is I feel like they need some coaching consistency. Yeah, okay, CG Honda, you're agreeing with me. Give the Raiders 3 to 4 years. I don't even know if the Raiders need 3 to 4 years. I mean, I think three is reasonable, but I don't know. I feel like they've done a lot of positive things. King Williams says, as long as we're good enough to kick Pittsburgh's ASS in 2027, I'm good. Hey, that's good. That's a good one.
Don't worry, we'll fix it tomorrow. And like, everyone leaves every day feeling like they were great and they did great. But the reality is they're not really prepared for what's coming on Sunday, because NFL football is hard.
Yeah.
And to beat the Chiefs or to beat the Eagles in a Super Bowl is hard. If you play one of the best teams in the league, and in this instance, like I played both you guys in Super Bowl, you better play every play great to give yourself a chance. If you play 20% of those plays poorly.
Remember, the Titans say, we will be perfect in every aspect of the game. You drop a pass, you run a mile. We all know that, right? That is the type of mindset you really have to have. You have to have the mindset of, we're going to be perfect in every aspect of the game.
You're not going to win.
Yeah.
And why waste all the time through April, through May, through June? There's a big commitment to make that everybody sacrifices if you're not going to go out there to try to beat the best teams.
Right.
You can play pretty average against the teams that don't really have a chance. But the teams that are really great, the 6 or 8 every year that have a chance, you better have an urgency to beat those teams, because that's the real competition in the NFL.
Oh, yeah. God, Tom's getting me fired up.
I told you, dude. I told you. It's something about it. I mean, you talk about maximize your opportunity. I mean, you had the greatest statistical performance ever by a quarterback in the Super Bowl when you played us. Nick Foles caught some type of magical thing. Yeah. I don't really know what was happening with Nicky that day, but he was on fire. But what was that like?
It still goes down as my favorite football game ever to be in. Seriously, that game was insane to be in that stadium and watch you guys duke it out, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's when you win the Super Bowl, you guys played better than we did that day. So there's never any, may the best team win. I always kind of say that, like, who you rooting for? May the best team win. I don't know. You guys were the best team that day. It was really hard for us.
Okay, this is part of the reason why I don't like sports betting. Although I have helped my friends with it and I'm good at it. I'm really good at it with my predictions. But this is why I just don't like sports betting, because I don't like underestimating other teams. And I feel like that's probably what makes me great at sports betting, is because I don't go in with the mindset that this is an absolute guarantee win. I start looking at all the little details going on. I start looking at, hey, is this man having some issues with his girlfriend? Like, I get into all these little details that could impact the mindset of an athlete's game. And I end up being pretty right on my sports betting. I ain't gonna lie, okay? It is what it is, right?
Because we did play good on offense, but defensively, we just couldn't figure out a way. You guys kept making big plays. The running back makes this great catch in the end zone, and
right.
I think it was Alshon. Was Alshon? He caught the touchdown pass. And we Ertz caught a touchdown pass.
He had a couple fourth down conversions. Yeah.
Yeah, you were just always one step ahead of us the whole day, and we finally caught you in the fourth quarter on a touchdown throw to Gronk.
Yep.
And then you guys got that fourth down.
Yes.
And then went down and scored. And I was like, we finally caught up. And it took us all day to catch up. And when in the NFL, when you're behind, you do feel like you're unsettled. You never feel in control if you're behind in a game.
Right. In a game is like the worst position to put yourself in. Well, I mean, I think at any level in sports. You never want to be behind, right? You want to have consistency throughout the game, showing dominance. But I ain't gonna lie, I do like the games where some of these players are behind and then they have those comeback wins. I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that whatsoever.
That game, we were basically behind the entire day. So even on the bench, and even though we were moving the ball well, I still felt like we were not in control of the game. And then all of a sudden, we finally got the lead. And then you guys went right down the field, scored, and then Brandon Graham made a great rush on Shaq and strip sacked me, and that was it.
I mean, you talk about feeling uneasy, being behind. We were ahead, and I was uneasy because I saw you on the other sideline. And I'm like, if there's one guy that's good playing from behind, this is the guy. So, what do you think about your career? I don't know that there's anybody. I mean, Pat is certainly up there in the 2-minute plays, but what do you think made you so good in those situations?
First of all, I had great teammates that played great in those situations.
I love talking about situational football. I love the 2-minute drills. Some of the best head coaches to do it, Nick Saban and Bill Belichick.
We worked on it. We practiced. We walked through. And, there's always something nice about 2-minute. In some ways, it gives the quarterback a lot of rhythm to play in when things are going well, when you're in a good rhythm in 2-minute, because it's not like they can run a lot of variety of defenses. And I was all about preparation. So I felt like if I could get you into a 2-minute situation and I could get you to play defense and I could get you the clock running and you would have to signal, and I would be like, all right, I'm going to snap it before they're ready and let's hit some completions. And again, I just push our guys to constantly, I was going to find the open receiver because I could read coverages really well. And I was always going to try to throw to the soft spot of the defense. I mean, my biggest weakness was my lack of mobility.
Wow, I am so glad. Oh, wow. I was not expecting that. He is talking about his biggest weaknesses, the lack of mobility. Wow. I'm kind of glad that he got into that, y'all. I wasn't expecting him to get into some of the things that he struggled with. And it's like I said, these athletes aren't perfect. They mess up. They have their weaknesses. They have their struggles. That's why I'm not so harsh on them, because everybody has imperfections, right? Everybody has things they need to improve on. And I like that Tom Brady is obviously aware of that, because it makes him more relatable. But to say that, one of his weaknesses was the mobility, I would agree with that. That was just one of his weaknesses. You can't be great at everything.
A lack of ability to scramble and make a play. And in many ways, that turned into the best thing that I did, which was force me to over-prepare, to read defenses and to throw to open guys.
What do I talk about? I talk about play to a quarterback's strengths, not their weaknesses. Since Tom Brady himself knew that he had a weakness with mobility, scrambling, making plays, how did he make up for it? He got into studying. He studied the defenses. He played to his strengths, not his weaknesses. And I love that. I love that for Brady.
I didn't have the option to pull it down and run. So I had to make sure we had guys open before the ball was snapped. So I was constantly looking at the coverage. I was constantly seeing the defensive scheme and then trying to, get our guys in the best position. And I would throw it, Gronk would catch it. I would throw it, Jules would catch it. I would throw it, Danny would catch it. I would throw it. List goes on. I played with so.
He should have listed Randy Moss. Where's Randy Moss at? List him.
many great players, but it was really a great unit. And, that was some of the best part of football was just 2-minute drives. And it was a chance for you to go out and be like, all right, game's on the line, man. This is what we do in the schoolyard, but game's on the line. Let's see what we got.
I love those game on the line plays. Y'all, I just posted one. I just posted a short with one of my favorites from the Alabama overtime game against Georgia in the national championship when Tua had took a sack the play before and took a loss of yards, right? He came back, threw that brilliant pass to Devontae Smith, and they won in overtime. I love those plays. I live for it, y'all. I live for it. I got more on the way. I got more on the way for that too, by the way.
In that game, the BG sacks, but even after that, you guys got the ball back. And up until that ball fell on the ground, that last Hail Mary attempt, I'm still like, dude, Tom could still find a way to get this done. I still, I'm not even believing it was over then. But let's get to some of the good stuff. 7-time Super Bowl champion.
Yeah.
Oldest Super Bowl champion, I believe. Is that correct? Oldest starting quarterback Super Bowl champion.
No, I saw it firsthand.
Do you have a favorite one? What is your favorite?
Yeah, you got a favorite one?
I like how Travis Kelce threw that in. Hey, I saw it firsthand. I know what it is. I know what it is with Tom Brady because I was there. I got to witness it.
Out of all of them?
I don't want to sound arrogant because that's not. I would say they're all different, first of all, and they're all different, meaningful because they're kind of tell a different story.
Oh yeah.
I think one that was like the 2014 one against the Seahawks. You'd probably say like the Atlanta one where we came back from all those, down a bunch of points. But the one, I won 3 really early.
For dropping that link to my shorts. Y'all check out my YouTube shorts.
Yep. And it was kind of like, what's so hard about the NFL? I sounded like a little dick. No idea. It was like, I went to Michigan. We were good in Michigan. And I won 2 bowl games. And then I got to the pros. My first year, we won the Super Bowl. And then, my next year we didn't. And then we won 2 back-to-back. So I was kind of like, this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to start the season, work hard, and then win. That's okay, big deal.
Nice.
But then we lost in 2007 to the Giants. Then we lost in 2011 to the Giants. And then we played Seattle in the 2014. So we'd gone 10 years, and I had 3 times we won it. Then I had 2 where we lost it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, man. And then 2014 came, and we're going against the Legion of Boom, and we're down, I think, 10 in the fourth quarter, 10 in the fourth quarter. Right. And then we end up having just the most incredible, last 20 minutes of the game. Defense played incredible. That stop down at the goal line, it went from like, again, we were losing for most of the game. We finally got a lead in the fourth quarter. They drove right down the field. And then Dante Hightower made one of the greatest plays.
Dante Hightower? I forgot about him, y'all. Hold on. I got to Google something real quick, okay? Y'all know I'm a Google freak. That sounds bad. Maybe I don't know if I should have said it like that, but I said it like that. So here we are. Man, I forgot about Dante Hightower, y'all. Roll Tide to him, but he played for the University of Alabama. I'm trying to think, I want to see how long, let's see. So he played with the New England Patriots from 2012 to 2021, y'all. Man, I forgot. I miss him. I miss Dante Hightower.
Super Bowl history, tackling Marshawn, getting blocked, had like one shoulder out, somehow got Marshawn on the ground, which like 10 guys can't get Marshawn on the ground. Exactly. Dante did it with like one shoulder.
Yeah.
And then Malcolm makes
Dante
one of the greatest,
man, built by Bama,
defensive plays in the history of football. And everyone after the game talked about, not handing the ball to Marshawn. I was like, how about that play by Malcolm
Let's
Butler
celebrate
to
this
pull
play.
the trigger?
Yeah.
Yeah, to pull the trigger on that as a rookie, to like go over the top of the pick and the acceleration burst, and then
get there.
It was all or nothing. Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm a receiver and I come out of a break, I'm always trying to minimize the opportunity for the defender to beat my angle.
Yeah, he's got to go through you to get to the ball.
He's got to go through me. That's a part of my size and my strength in being a pass catcher. And I thought he had a good angle coming in. Now, maybe he could have gone in there with a little bit more tempo, but it's kind of like one of those plays.
Good to see you in the building. How you feeling? How you living? I'll play your drop in a minute.
Where it's like the RPOs, you want to kind of come in with some, whatever it was. But I thought the angle was good, and Malcolm just fucking shot it, man. And that goes to like I'm sure the film breakdowns and all the.
I love the story behind it. They talked about prepping for that exact situation.
Okay, so Tom Brady, I'm looking at the timeline, the timestamps for this, and Tom Brady is going to get into how to combat self-defeating attitudes. I'll probably clip this and make that a motivational video.
Before it happened, I don't know if that was like in a 30 for 30 or where I saw Bill talking about that, but I love when the preparation carries over. And then, I mean, the moment there, I mean, you could not have a bigger moment for a guy, a young player, to really go out of his way to take a chance.
Tom, I've always wanted to ask you this because you have this ability, and we kind of talked about it before, about just like the rhythm in which you always commanded the offense. It's just, you feel like you've always got control of the game, and everybody's kind of going at your rhythm. Was there a point in your career where you started to understand that, or was it always just kind of within your preparation how you guys ran the offense?
You know, my college experience was really unique. My first 3 years, I didn't play at all at Michigan. And again, if I was around these days, I probably would have transferred to another school because, you know, it was simple to do. But, you know, Michigan was a really tough experience in terms of I had to grow up. I didn't have brothers. I had 3 sisters. You know, I was the youngest. I got babied by my mom. I got babied by my dad. I got babied by my sisters. I'm
actually glad that he's admitting this, that he got babied as a child. Most people wouldn't admit to this.
Michigan, which is a long way from California. It's freezing cold. I didn't have a jacket when I went there. And I sit on the bench my first year, you know, and I really had, I would call it like a lot of self-defeating attitudes and behaviors. I always had an excuse. I always had, you know, coach doesn't want me in there.
Creep in real easy.
Yeah, they're not giving me the opportunity. And I had a sports psychologist who unfortunately passed away about a year ago.
I tell y'all, I talk about this with mental health. Y'all know that we've had plenty of mental health discussions on here. They really heavily utilize in recent times sports psychologists, even Nick Saban, and I've talked about this. Nick Saban, this is why I think he was probably one of the most impactful head coaches in college football, is because he minored in sports psychology. So he had a background with being able to build this connection with athletes and impact them in a way that many others who don't have this sports psychology background can't. Look, I mean, Tom Brady is getting ready to speak on it, I'm sure, about the impact this sports psychologist had on his career.
It was Greg Harden. And he started really psychology on me. And I would go into his office every Tuesday, and he would say, you know, Tom, I like you, you know, you work hard, but like, you have a shitty attitude. And how about you start worrying about what you can control and stop talking about the other quarterbacks.
What is the most famous quote from Nick Saban I always tell y'all? And I even said it just a few minutes ago, early on in the stream. I said, you focus on what you can control today. Don't focus on the future. Don't focus on the past. Focus on what you can control today to get better.
Stop talking about the coaches not putting you in. How about you take advantage of the opportunities you get? And every time you go in there, you bring energy, you bring enthusiasm. If they give you 3 reps, you do the best with the 3 you get. Quit bitching about you only getting 3 or you going in there with the backup receivers. No one cares. You go in there, you bring energy, you treat practice like it's a game. You go out to that practice field like it's the big house and you're playing Ohio State. If you throw a touchdown in the 2-minute in practice, you celebrate like it's the game.
Hell yeah.
And I was like, well, I never approached like that. And he goes, you're going to gain, a lot of trust and a lot of confidence from your teammates if you start treating that way, because it's going to improve your play. Sure enough, my energy started getting way better. I was bringing juice. I had the right attitude. And then it started to improve. And
Y'all,
my second year,
I'm so clipping this. I knew that it was going to be something that was motivating, impactful, that I can use for a motivational video. I'm definitely clipping this part.
way better. My third year, I competed with Brian Greasy to be the starter. Brian beat me out. Our team went undefeated, won the national championship. But I learned a lot. Watched Brian be a great leader. Then all of a sudden, I'm like, fuck, I'm bringing the juice, man, every day. Boom, I'm bringing it in practice. I'm bringing it. Yeah, every day. And that's what I did. And then I was pretty good, my fourth and fifth year. Then I went to the pros. And again, the pros is like, everyone is like, hey, man, it's a good day. Like, don't cover me on scout team. And here comes Tom Brady, scout team quarterback, and I'm trying to beat up the defense.
Yeah.
And that really helped me. Again, that helped me get better. And then finally going into my second year, I won the backup job because I was so competitive and I was so fiery, and no one was going to unseat Drew Bledsoe.
Yeah.
He signed a 10-year, $100 million contract in 2001.
All right, now.
I mean, that's a lot of money then.
Yeah,
and then Drew got hurt in the second game, and I came on. And I remember the defensive players like Willie McGinnis would come up to me and Lawyer Malloy, and they'd be like, Tommy, man, you just keep doing what you're doing, man. You keep. So they could just sense that,
don't worry about everybody else, what they got going on. Don't focus on the future. Don't focus on the past. Focus on what you can control today. What is up, Auntie 18? Good to see you in the building. Hope all is well.
There was a part of me that really loved it. I was
from Mo perspective. I did message her. I asked her if she was, or I told her I hope she's doing well, and she said same to you and all of that. But I have heard from her, but I just haven't seen her in the YouTube streets. And I ain't gonna lie, I've been worried. I've been missing her in the YouTube streets. So hopefully everything's good with her. But I did hear from her.
I was obsessed with the sport. I loved the practicing. And then I loved the leadership part. And I really loved the preparation. Then I got really into the game. And Peyton Manning was the guy that I always looked up to, as a kind of a rival, because I thought he was the epitome of a field general. He got his team in the right play. And then I watch him, he's throwing for all these touchdowns every year. So it was like, if I could get the mental part right, I was getting good at the emotional, the competitive stamina, the leadership. And then my physical body started to catch up to me. And then it kind of all came together. And I would say 2003, I started to turn into what I would become. But it
started gaining the confidence in the pocket.
It was a process. It was I would say it was definitely built by, a lot of people that supported me in the journey. And then I was just really open to learning. I was curious about everything. And then I wanted to go out there and be my very best. And so it's just a progression of a lot of things, a lot of people, and then kind of putting it all to use.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. I love that story from college, man. That it resonates so much, not only with me, but I've seen guys.
So many Gronk stories. I'm tempted to skip the Gronk story and just skip to this one about Randy Moss. He's talking about playing with Randy Moss in this infamous hotel visit. So I'm tempted to skip it and go to that. So that's probably what we're going to do. It says it's at 47:44. I don't know if I trust the timestamp, but hopefully it's right. We'll just skip ahead here.
The open road or surprising someone you love with a brand new set of wheels.
For more
They
details.
have their own little ads in here. Give me 1 second. I don't want to skip too far. Wait, what was the timestamp again? It said 49. Oh wait, I'm way off. It was 47. Okay, let's see. We'll just start it right here.
To our sponsor, Allstate.
Checking Allstate first. That could save you hundreds on car insurance.
Not checking if the lid is on your blender before hitting the start button. That's gonna make a mess. Hope the Splatter goes well with your shirt, big dog.
Yeah, checking first is a good idea. So check Allstate first for an auto quote. I could save you hundreds.
Ad within the video.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North America Insurance Co. and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Thank you to our sponsor, Mentos Gum.
Some of the best stuff. That's
ads, y'all. Okay, there we go.
Weird idea somebody throws out, yes to doing something different on what would have been a completely mundane day.
That's the vibe Mentos Gum brings. Experiment for that clean, locked-in feeling. Or
signal to yourself, I'm not just going to go through the motions today.
Mentos Gum refreshes your every day and leaves you open to whatever comes.
Do y'all still buy Mentos Gum?
Instead of just grinding through the same old, same old.
Refresh the everyday with Mentos. Say yes to fresh with Mentos Gum.
Let's talk a little Randy Moss, man.
Yeah.
Did he really come see you at the team hotel?
So Randy, when he was at the Raiders, we were playing in 06, we were playing at Minnesota, and he flew, it was a Monday night game. He flew after a game to meet in the team hotel. And of course at the time, I'm like, I don't know, it's not like I'm the general manager or anything. And he showed up and they're like, Tommy, Randy's here. So I went and saw him. He's like, "Yo, man, I love the way you play, man. I want to figure out how to make it happen."
He
of course, I'm like,
to the team hotel. That's hilarious. Shout out Randy Moss for that. He was on business moves that day.
all right. Like, why are you talking to me?
Yeah,
Like,
sure.
I love that too. But and then sure enough, the trade goes down in 07, and we got Randy, and all of a sudden it was like, well, what can, a lot of people saying, well, he's done. What can he do? He comes into OTAs, and he wasn't in the best of shape in OTAs, probably not most. He probably had a few years in Oakland where, it wasn't the most motivated.
I expected Brady to say that.
So I didn't get the best out of him. So he's kind of getting guarded by some people in OTAs by some guys he shouldn't be guarded by.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like, when is he going to turn it on?
Right.
All of a sudden we get to training camp, and we run the conditioning test, and Randy comes, he takes his shirt off. He's lean, in shape. He's running the conditioning test like a deer. All of a sudden, we get out there. It's probably the second week of training camp, and we run a flea flicker. And Randy's the intended receiver, and I throw it literally as far as I can. And Randy's running, he beats the safety, and Randy would always kind of lolly off the line of scrimmage, and he would always just watch the safety. So he'd lolly at the safety, and as soon as the safety either came forward or flat-footed, then Randy would just hit the gas.
So he knew when to turn it on, I guess. But wow, that's a crazy story. I just wasn't expecting him to say hey, he wasn't in the greatest shape when he first was doing the OTAs, and I was just wondering when he's gonna turn it on. And then he comes back, and he's in the greatest shape and running like a deer. I just was not expecting all that.
Randy hits the gas. I throw it as far as I can. Randy opens up, and just as he's sticking his arm out, he grabs his hamstring.
Oh.
And tweaks his hammy. So he misses the rest of training camp. Doesn't play a preseason game. And now it's all right, week 1, we still don't know what Randy can do. And we go out there against the Jets in week 1. And we had this play.
The Revis Jets, right? This is the Revis Jets. That was Revis's rookie year. Yeah, it was Revis's rookie year.
So we start the game. Randy catches a few balls, and then there was a ball on the sideline. He kind of ran I don't know what you'd call it, but a deep out route, but kind of you stem it in, you stem it up the field, and
China
wiggle, yeah, and then you run to the side. It's probably 18 to 20 yard throw. And they had a good rush on, and I could feel the rush coming, and I knew Randy was running an outbreaker. So I kind of just as I was getting hit, I threw it. And as I was going to the ground, of course, you can't see anything. And I'm thinking, all right, I kind of was throwing it out of bounds.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I hear the crowd go, oh. And I looked up and I was like, he caught that? And when you see the highlight, he catches it outside of, the frame.
Highlight here with that play. Hold on, let's go. I'm afraid to go back because I'm afraid it'll mess me up. Let's see. We're at 50-38. Let's see. I'll go back a little bit. Let's go back here.
And I looked up and I was like, he caught that? And when you see the highlight, he catches it outside of, the frame is over his head, and he taps his feet. And what should have been, just a foul ball.
Brilliant catch.
20-yard gain. And at that point, I was like, this shit's going to be different
Wide
this year.
receivers that are like this Randy Moss size are ones who can make what I call these Michael Jackson catches. Like, y'all know the smooth criminal dance, right? They make these Michael Jackson type catches, and their footwork is so brilliant. I talk about Devontae Adams. I talk about Amari Cooper, even whenever he was playing, Randy Moss, Julio Jones. Like, these wide receivers make those types of catches. They're just brilliant at it.
And I threw a few balls. We had some routes that were one-man routes, literally play action fake, 9 people in protection.
Oh my
God. I was quarter of 10, and then Randy, we called one called a pistol route, where if it was too high, he ran at the near safety and then broke to the high flag or the post and ran across him. Or then if it was a post safety, he ran at the post safety. And if the corner stayed behind him and he felt like he wanted to go back to the high 7, he could take it. A lot of times you ran across the field, but I would have to throw it 65 yards. And it was
get that
like,
thing out. You got to make a decision,
oh
Randy.
my God.
I was gonna say, how do you know where he's gonna go? I don't.
You don't.
Yeah.
You don't. And he would just turn on the gas. And the great part about having a really fast receiver is.
Well, I'm gonna skip ahead because I want to get into the timestamp of when they go to. You don't gotta answer, but we gotta ask. I want to see what this question is that they're gonna ask Tom Brady. So we're gonna skip ahead, okay? Let's see. Hopefully it's right in here.
Kent State's getting a lot of love, man.
All right, we're running out of time. We got to get to this last section.
Yeah, we don't want to.
We got to ask. We're going to start off back in March. You also became part of the JP Morgan Chase Athletic Council. Can you tell us more about this?
Yeah, I got asked to be on a council with JP Morgan to try to influence and educate athletes to make better financial decisions. And, a lot of us grow up and look,
this is something that I've been speaking on. People act like we're back in the 60s, 70s, and these players are uneducated. There's more advocacy going on for the risks of playing the game with your health. There's more advocacy for financial decisions. Like, even in college, they have NIL advisors. Like, they're getting educated on this. And now look, you're having Tom Brady be a part of this JP Morgan and educating players on making good financial decisions. I'm here for it.
Good athletes, and we try our best in school, but a lot of us are a little bit underdeveloped when it comes to managing our money, making good decisions, creating budgets. And it was put together. Jalen Brunson's there, Asia Wilson, Dwayne Wade are just a few of the people involved.
Nice.
Megan Rapinoe. There's a really great group of people. I'm missing on some others. Sorry about that. But we kind of came together.
The problem is they didn't look for the information. Yeah, I would say that back in the day, they really didn't go educating themselves or looking for the information. Nowadays, they have more access to it, right? Because I've talked about LSU. LSU has a whole department, as many of these other conferences and teams have now. I've talked about the sports psychology departments that they all utilize now for college athletics. The same is going on with NIL deals. They want these athletes to be educated and informed on making good decisions with their finances. Now, it's up to that individual person if they want to take the responsibility and do the work. And we know not all of them do that, right? Because you still see some of those stories where these athletes make bad financial moves. But those numbers are definitely lower than what it was in the past. Now you have more education on it and you're seeing these athletes make better decisions. And I'm here for it. I love to see it.
And we're creating opportunities for athletes for financial literacy.
I love it.
And it's pretty cool just for us to make a difference in other people's lives. And a lot of us are blessed with people that give us great advice. Some people aren't. So we want to be that place where people go to say, okay, well, how do I make sure that I don't finish my playing career and not have any money.
Yeah.
No, seriously, and it's becoming an even bigger issue with like the NIL and kids are getting paid earlier and earlier.
The battle that the athletes first have to face is financial boundaries with their families. That's the first obstacle that you really have to instill in these young athletes, especially now that you have these college players getting NIL. They really have to understand financial boundaries with their families so they don't go broke.
A lot of these kids in college, they've never seen any type of like this. Like I learned most of this stuff in college, right? And they're getting money before they've ever talked.
See? Jason Kelsey's talking about how he learned most of this stuff in college. And now, and this is before NIL was there whenever he was playing.
Anybody about it. So this is awesome, man. Very, very worthwhile.
Yeah, I spent all of my first check and regretted every second and didn't have anything to show for it. All of it went to rent and fucking
some
shit that I
car or
don't even have
whatever we
anymore.
bought.
Yeah, no, I didn't even have a car. I stole Jason's car. That's all right. I was spending money on way dumber shit than that. At least a car would have got me to the facility on time. No, that's awesome stuff, man. And you already know it's something that's even bigger now with the college. How much they're making in college and things like that, like Jason said. But we have to ask, man, have you seen the clip? We had a guy, Ben Affleck, come on the show, one of our favorites. He mentioned a story about playing catch with you. Have you seen that clip? We could probably find it here, but do you know what he's talking about?
That they have the clip. I want to see this go down with Ben Affleck. Okay, well, please have the clip. Please show the clip.
To this day, aside from the birth of my children, that was the greatest thing.
I remember this. I wanted to see him throwing the ball, but I guess they don't have a clip of that. They just have a clip of him talking about this. He said, besides the birth of his children, the greatest memory he has is playing or throwing the ball and catching it with Tom Brady. That's funny. I'm not mad at it. That would be me. That would be me too. I get it.
I was like, dude, are you? He's like, I need someone to play catch with. Happened to be on vacation at the same place with him.
So this was legit. This was as legit as it gets.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
you were helping
real.
Tom get ready for the season.
Like, how much I was helping him.
Y'all, you heard it here first. Well, actually not here first. Probably heard it on New Heights. But dang, Ben Affleck was helping Tom Brady get ready for the season. That's too funny.
I think he was like, I'm gonna blow this dude's mama.
I remember we were at Baker's Bay together. This was, I needed someone to catch me. We were getting ready for football season.
Hell yeah.
And I was down there. It was the summer. It was quiet.
Hold up. This story took a turn. So they just happened to be on vacation together, Tom Brady, Ben Affleck, and he was needing someone to catch the ball for his reps. So he really did have an impact. I thought he was joking. I thought this was a joke. I knew they were just, I thought it was just them throwing the ball, catching, right? Nothing serious. But no, Tom Brady was out there really wanting to get in some reps, and Ben Affleck was there to help. That's a crazy story.
And I'm like, hey, you know, can you catch? You know, and he's like, I can catch. You know, and I'm like, all right, let's go.
This is
so I got all these.
I don't care. Okay, y'all. If Tom Brady asked you if you can catch, I don't care if you can't catch a penny. Maybe I shouldn't say penny. I don't care if you couldn't catch a beach ball. Okay, tell Tom Brady that you can catch, because that is an opportunity of a lifetime. I'm actually really good at catching the ball, so I don't have a problem there, right? But I'm telling you, if it was I'm just telling y'all, if you had the opportunity to catch a ball for Tom Brady, lie through your teeth. If you're not somebody who can catch, lie through your teeth and say you can, okay?
Balls on that big field, Trav. I don't know if you saw that field. Yeah, I'm on the big field. They got it painted, and I'm like, all right, let's see what you got. you know, and you're a big, you know, he's obviously a big Patriot, loved the Red Sox. And I had known Ben for a while, and I'm like, all right, here we go. And finally, I remember getting to the end, and I was like, I want to put a little pressure on him and see what the hell happened. And I was like, all right, 4th down, you know, Super Bowl's on the line. You know, I'm calling your number. This is the route we're running. I think it was a flag.
Tom Brady had Ben Affleck out there getting these routes, making these catches, and putting him in like these scenarios. I'm here for it. That's y'all, that's the type of person I am. That's the type of person I am. I'm telling you, whenever it was me and PE, y'all, I talk about my PE playing football, like how competitive I was. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I was doing the same thing. I was telling the boys on my team, I said, hey, pretend the game's on the line. Like, we need this touchdown, and it would work. It would work. Sometimes, you know, you have your moments where it didn't work, but most of the time, it would work.
Route I gave him. And like, I'm gonna throw it, see if you catch it. And he got running, and I put one up there, and he stretched his arm out and he caught it. And it was you know, for all of us, I mean, can you imagine like us as kids just thinking we're gonna get paid to play football and, you know, throw passes? And then, you know, think about Ben. He's thinking, you know, gonna make movies, but then he's out there with this Patriot player, and I don't know, man, life is crazy for all of us.
I was just gonna say, did you know it was that big of a moment for him? Because I mean,
I know
we all of us have that sports fandom growing up of like doing that with in the moment with the guys that are doing it. Like, I can only imagine how he felt.
You have these perspective moments, and like, I remember being out on the field. This is late in my career. And I would have, you know, they do like those charity galas, and they give away like throwing sessions. Oh, yeah. And that once they give it out, like, all right, come catch passes with Gronk, you know, and Gronk's going to run around and he's going to teach you the art of receiving. And the guy paid like $200,000. You know, I'll pay for an hour and do that. It was great. You know, donate the money to charity.
Skip ahead again, because I want to see, they're talking about Belichick or Brady. I want to see what the answer is on this. And Ty Pro, I see what you're saying in the chat, okay? I see what you said in the chat. I'm not going to click on that. I'm afraid to click on that and repeat what you said. Okay, so let's see. Where is this? 108.33. And we'll just do it right here.
Coach, quarterback, there's nobody more important to winning Monday through Saturday than the head coach.
Especially in football.
Especially in football. And there's nobody more important on Sunday than the quarterback.
Brady or Belichick. Brady's saying there's no more important than the head coach. And I agree. Some of these newer athletes, well, I won't even say newer athletes, because I know some older athletes, and they'll say, hey, the coach ain't that important. I hate that attitude, y'all. I really can't stand that attitude.
Now, everybody's important. The person who washes the clothes is important. The person who drives the bus is important.
Everybody has a role. They're all important. But if, you know, we're talking about who drives the team, who motivates the team, who comes up with these schemes, who, like, everything, all the different elements, like, a head coach has a huge role in impacting the game.
The quarterback just has an outsized kind of ability to help the team win because he touches the ball so much. But I need everybody to do their job. But if you have bad quarterback play, it doesn't matter what else you do, you're not going to win. And if you have bad coaching, it doesn't matter how well the players are doing, you're going to lose. So the tactics from the coach and the accountability, and I think the head coach is the chief accountability officer of a team too. The tactics are extremely important. Trav, you could run great route into the wrong coverage and not get the ball. You have an OC that draws up bad plays because he can't beat coverage.
All I can think about is Bill O'Brien. Y'all know I don't like Bill O'Brien. That was one offensive coordinator that Tom Brady, y'all, that famous clip of Tom Brady getting into it with an offensive coordinator is Bill O'Brien. I'm the same. I don't like Bill O'Brien.
It doesn't matter what you'll ad lib and you'll be like, no, I'm not running out.
I was right there with you. I was like, we're going to make it happen. No, baby, come on now.
You're never going to be really covered. They might have you covered on paper, but
always give you an outlet.
You're definitely going to find some color to throw the ball to. So I just think that question is like, they're all important. And there's no way I could have been the player I was without.
They all have a role. Even, like you said, the ones who are washing the uniforms, like they all have an impact on the game, right? And this is why I don't like some of these younger athletes. And I even said, I know some older athletes who have this mindset where they just think that the coach is not important. They can do the game without the head coach. And I think most of them who have that attitude are people who don't like to be motivated or pushed. Like they really don't like to level up. I don't know any other way to say it besides that.
Him. And I think we pushed each other to get the best out of each other. And I think he's incredible. Anyone who played underneath him would say the same thing.
Hall of Famer, should have been first ballot, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
One of the most respected ever to fuck.
Hall of Fame. I'm telling y'all, it's all suspicious to me when it comes to the coaching MVP. I think Coach of the Year should have went to either the Bears head coach or the Jaguars head coach, and instead it went to Mike Vrabel, who had a vote in that. Diana Rossini. Y'all heard me talk about this. I'm still ranting about it. Same with this Hall of Fame head coach. I think Bill Belichick should have been in it.
Can do it, man.
I got to ask you, you got one of my former teammates recently in New England, all right? I know now you're a Raider, but you're kind of always a Patriot.
Yeah.
What is the key?
Y'all, I was not expecting them to bring up A.J. Brown.
Who knows what happened with the relationship with Jalen and A.J.? That's kind of between them. But for you as a quarterback, how do you manage receivers and their happiness and being involved in the offense and all of that stuff? Like, what is that from your role?
That's actually a great question from Jason Kelsey. But I was just not expecting him to ask Tom Brady this.
Difficult. And I think that's the only position on offense that requires a lot of extra energy and attention, because the running backs are going to touch the ball. The line, they're going to be engaged in every play. The tight ends, run or pass, you're going to be engaged in every play. It's the receivers who stand, 25 yards from the ball, just talking smack with the DB
the whole time,
trying to figure.
I love how Tom Brady is leading up to answering this question. That was very well said. You have, and even Devontae Smith has talked about this. Like, he was asked on, 7 p.m. in Brooklyn or 7 a.m. in Brooklyn? I don't know, one of the two. But he was asked, why are wide receivers called divas? And Devontae Smith himself explained, I feel like it's not really a fair statement because many people don't realize what all has to go right for a wide receiver to get the ball. And sometimes they don't even get to see the ball because sometimes the run game's working better and they have to make these sacrifices, right? And, I just like how Tom Brady is explaining this, because he's saying, the tight end, with the tight end position, sometimes they're utilized as blockers, right? They'll throw up blocks or they're making catches. So they have an impact in the game in some way. Then you have your running back. He's getting the ball with the run game. They're seeing the ball, right? But your wide receivers stand the most to lose. I just like how he's explaining this.
Figure out, all right, I ran my ass off and didn't get the ball. And how do I stay locked in and committed to the team when I don't touch the ball? And it's a hard thing. Like, they're working hard to get the ball and they don't get it. So they get frustrated so easy. And I almost think, when I see these NFL off seasons, I swear to God, I think now, this is just deja vu. I've been seeing the same shit since 2000 when I came into the league. This guy this guy gets in trouble. He's arrested.
What have I told you all? I said what Tony Romo said a long time ago still reigns true to this day when it comes to the media, the fans, and everything. Like, they're always going to find something to talk about. Always going to find something to criticize with an athlete. It's always going to be something going on, because that's what gives these sports media their jobs, gives them something to talk about, and it's what makes it fun for the fans, right? I'm telling you, Tony Romo did not miss with that one.
This guy gets cut. This guy gets traded. This guy's unhappy at
so
receiver.
Good.
You know what I mean? It's
year.
like it's like Real Housewives of the NFL. And it's
Yo, I'm clipping that. I'm clipping that. That was the best thing. Real Housewives of the NFL. Is that not the truth? Y'all, let me see. Hopefully it doesn't make me lose my spot. Let me see where I'm at. 112.23. Okay, 112.23. I know that I think I have this Tony Romo clip. Oh man, did I delete it? Usually I have this Tony Romo clip saved, but I think I deleted it. I'll re-add it. But I'm telling you, I was going to play that Tony Romo clip because I have it saved where he was talking about, he used Eli Manning as an example, because at the time they were talking about Eli Manning. They were like, well, you know, his brother won this many. Can he win another one? Like, you know, it's never going to be good enough. They're always going to find something. You've seen it with Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen. It's crazy. But that was so well said, what Tom Brady said about the Real Housewives of the NFL.
It's the same script, and it's like over, and we just, that position, it's like I almost want to, like, the psychology of receiver, I almost want to say, like, you're gonna catch 110 balls this year, okay? You're 17 games. You're a great receiver, you're gonna catch 110 balls. One game you're gonna get 11, and one game you're gonna get 3. And the next game you're probably gonna get 11, then you're gonna get 3. I can't have you like the happiest guy in the world when you catch 11, or the most miserable guy on the team when you catch 3. We got to look at it over the course of the year. You got to sustain, because it is a lot of emotional energy that you put out.
Why I love Devontae Smith. He's one of my favorite wide receivers. I think he's the most reasonable, talented wide receiver in the NFL. Y'all might say I'm biased, but I think it's just true, because when you listen to him explain the wide receiver position, he talks about having to make sacrifices. He was like, you just got to understand, hey, sometimes the run game is working better than the pass game, and you're not always going to get the ball, and you have to make those sacrifices in order for the team to win. So you could make it to a Super Bowl, right? You're not always going to have things to go your way. I think this is what makes Devontae Smith the most impactful wide receiver.
To that position. And to go, come on, we got it, come on, stay locked in, let's go, because I need you, come on. And it's like, that position takes away, if you have that volatile, emotional output, it takes a lot of energy from a lot of people to keep that player really stable. So you got to, like, try to reframe it for them and just say, listen, like, you may get 3, but you're going to get 11. Or you might get 11. And then, you know, 3, it's just the way it goes. Yeah. If they're doubling Travis, you ain't touching the ball. That's the reality. If they're butching you at the line of scrimmage with the defensive end, and they've got, you know, some ridiculous athlete over the top of you, you ain't, but it frees it up for other people. Exactly. And you got to be cool with that. So, I mean, we're going to see it again this year. You know, who's the next unhappy receiver? And I understand it. I mean, that's not, they want to be involved in the game, you know, and AJ wants.
Let me see. I might find that. I really want to find that Tony Romo clip, because I know I have it. I'm going to play it, y'all. I just got to remember where I'm at here. Let's see. 113.58. Okay. But yeah, we got to play that Tony Romo clip. Because that one, I'm telling you, it's the truth. He used Eli Manning as an example, but you can throw your wide receivers in there. They're always going to be talking about some athlete. It doesn't matter. They're never going to be satisfied. Hopefully I have it labeled too. Sometimes I don't label these things, but I'm pretty sure I do have it labeled. It's just a matter of me finding it. Maybe it's in my downloads folder. Let me look in here. Here we go. Found it.
That matters is if you win. I mean, it's funny.
Hold on, y'all. I gotta hear it from me too, okay? Gotta hear it from me too.
Talk to the blue in the face, say you can't win a playoff game or you can't do this until you win one. And then what do they say? Well, there's going to be something else. And then, you know, I mean, what with Eli? Well, is he good enough to win a second Super Bowl? Well, I mean, it's like, come on. I mean, you're just going to keep doing it over and over again. That's sports. That's what makes it fun for people to read, and that's what makes it fun for people to try and win.
I'm telling you, ain't that the truth? That's the way it goes. All right, back to it, y'all.
Be involved in the game. I covered a lot of those Eagles games.
Man,
you know, I'm
my timestamps because you know I'm forgetful.
And that passing offense that's not what that team's known for. You know, so now he's actually going to a team where they are more known for their passing offense. So there will be maybe a little more satisfaction from him.
I'm going to disagree with Tom Brady. I'm going to disagree with him because let's not act like Jalen Hurts wasn't passing. Jalen Hurts was still passing the ball. It just wasn't going to A.J. Brown. It was going to his tight ends. It was going to Devontae Smith. The ball was getting handed off to Saquon Barkley. Even sometimes, because we know that Saquon Barkley, he's one that's like a dual threat. We talk about dual threat quarterbacks, but let's talk about a dual threat running back. Saquon Barkley is a dual threat running back where he can run the ball, but he can also catch as well. So even Saquon Barkley was catching some passes versus A.J. Brown. But let's not act like there wasn't a passing game going on at the Eagles. There was. The ball just wasn't going to A.J. Brown, and I think it was due to some of A.J. Brown's off-the-field issues. So he knew that he needed to get out because Hurts wasn't going to rely on him anymore. And I'm not mad at Hurts for that. I think Hurts did the right thing.
And that's the point.
We want to get you out of here. We got one more question. We always ask everybody that comes on, what was your welcome to the NFL moment?
I love this. I love this question. The welcome to the NFL moments.
I had one probably in Buffalo. I was scrambling up the right sideline. And Nate Clements from Ohio State. He was a cornerback. He was a big physical corner, and I slid late. And he knocked the shit out of me. My helmet.
We gotta
I got up, the helmet. I was looking around. I got taught in college, like, get your ass up. Don't ever let.
Y'all, I can't remember which live it was, but I told y'all. What's one thing some of these quarterbacks struggle with who don't have a background in playing like other sports like baseball? Now, I don't know if Tom Brady had a background in playing baseball at any level, but this is why they often like quarterbacks who have a background in playing baseball, because they know when to slide. They were taught how to slide. Some of these quarterbacks, you know, they struggle with it. Like we've seen Jackson Dart. I don't know if Jackson Dart had a background in playing baseball, but he's one that struggles with sliding or getting out of bounds, right? And then Tom Brady, he talked about how he struggled with that just now. So, and Joe Burrow, I also heard him talk about this, where he was struggling to slide. You know, Joe Burrow finally got it down, but he was struggling at first.
The defenders, know you're there.
Yeah.
And I was like, got up and I was like, holy shit. Like,
No helmet on?
Okay.
No helmet.
Are you saying that Tom Brady did have a background in playing baseball? Yeah, most of the time let's just face it. Sometimes they just get to you fast, and there's nothing you can really do. Like, you just don't get a slide down in time. But if he did have a background in baseball, I feel like Tom Brady was good at sliding.
I can only imagine the face you were making. Like, it's the helmet sometimes hides the
put that head down.
That's right. And then figure it all out.
We've all
that
been
was the
there.
one.
Tom, cannot thank you enough.
Dude.
Really appreciate you coming on.
Shout out
This
to
is
Tom
an
Brady
all-timer for us.
That was great. You know, got to listen to some key moments from that. Even when he was getting thrown the ball, he wasn't catching it or trying to go for it. Yeah, Tiffany, thank you. Thank you for always bringing this up, because sometimes I forget to make this point, and you're always here to remind me of this. And I'm so grateful for you, Tiffany, because that was another element. Y'all know that kid that I have in my intro who was complaining about AJ Brown's drop passes, and then complaining about what was his name? Petulio, I think his name was. Anyways, he's out. He don't matter anymore, right? But I'm telling you, that was another element. Is AJ Brown. I feel like AJ Brown was spiteful. He was upset with Hurts, and he was sabotaging the team. And clearly, he showed that element to it because he admitted to putting out these like scenarios in the media on the team. So I don't know, like I feel like AJ Brown was just self-sabotaging the team because he was bitter. He was bitter and angry, and now he's gone. And he has no one to blame but himself for that. I mean, I guess he's where he wants to be because he did grow up being a Patriots fan. Like, we've seen the picture of him as a kid with the Patriots jersey. So, if, you know, he grew up being a Patriots fan. I guess he's where he wants to be. To be honest, I think he belongs there because of, if you love, like, chaos, go to the Patriots. The Patriots is full of nothing but the chaos. Like, the only one that always seems to be stable is the quarterbacks. I mean, you had, let's see, Tom Brady, stable guy, kept the team going. Even though there was a ton of chaos going on at any given time, Tom Brady was stable. Then you had Mac Jones. I think Mac Jones was stable during his time there. Although I think Bill O'Brien, y'all know, I don't like that offensive coordinator. I feel like Bill O'Brien really tanked with how he used Mac Jones. And then, let's see, you have Drake May. So, it seems like the only stable position there is like your quarterbacks. But everything else is chaos. AJ Brown's productiveness through the last 3 seasons has fallen dramatically. And I would agree with that. I would agree with that, Tiffany. Alright, y'all. Yeah, Petulio. I thought it was Petulio. I called him something else, but it don't matter. Like I said, he don't count. He don't matter anymore because he's gone. And he was another one that I think was talking bad because he was bitter. And it's just AJ Brown and Petulio, they have no one to blame but themselves. Anyways, I covered everything that I wanted to talk about today. We got into Marshawn Kneeland being diagnosed with CTE stage 1. Y'all, if you take anything away from this and being educated about CTE, understand you cannot get a diagnosis of CTE while you are living. It is only after someone is deceased. So, Marshawn Kneeland's family opted to have his brain studied for CTE, and he was diagnosed with stage 1 CTE. And we talked about Lonzo Ball and his parents' divorce and what he had to say. And then, of course, we covered Tom Brady with his interview on the Kelsey Brothers podcast. So, we got to cover everything. Let's close out with a motivational video. You are going to have Go Cree Cree live tonight. You'll have CDT live tonight. And I believe that 3 a.m. Adoptee Voices, he will be live as a guest with Agree to Disagree podcast. So I will be in all 3 of those places. I think Agree to Disagree is getting ready to come on at 7. So let's close out with a motivational video. I am going to switch this one real quick so we can have a different one. Let me see if I can find a Tom Brady one. Here we go. Let's do a Tom Brady one.
you is like, you can't control the outcome all the time. Sometimes it should go the other people's way. It shouldn't always go your way. So you get motivated by the losses, you stay motivated through the winning. What you can control is your process. You can control those intangibles. You can control the work ethic, the consistent discipline, your attitude, your culture, how much you care. All those things are in you. They just need to be drawn out of you.
Work on what you can control today. Don't focus too much on the future. Don't focus too much on the past. Don't worry about what other people have going on. Focus on what you can control today to improve and get better. I love that from Tom Brady. Let me read what you said real quick, Tiffany, before I close out of here. So did you hear that Jaylen Brown and AJ Brown are cousins? Like, great Jaylen could have kept that information to himself. Wait, are they really cousins? I thought that was just like a rumor. Like, I didn't think that they were actually really related. They're first cousins once removed? Are you kidding me? So first cousins once removed. That's crazy. Wow, Tiffany, thank you for dropping that information. You know, I need to cover that. I need to talk about that because there's one other thing that I can talk about, because I was telling, well, I don't know if I want to get into all that. I don't know if I want to talk about who I was telling this to, but I was talking to someone about some information with a similar story. And so maybe I'll cover that tomorrow. I have a lot of things to catch up on in the Discord. Because y'all know I've had a lot going on lately, and then I had a migraine, so I haven't been able to catch up on the Discord. Oh, wait, that reminds me. Okay, y'all, maybe I'll save this question for tomorrow. But I do have one more thing that I wanted to get into, but I'm just going to go ahead and add it right now. F it, we do it live. I almost forgot again, Pooh Man. Pooh Man, I don't know if you're still here, but I almost forgot again to add this. And this was from Pooh Man in the Discord, because he sent me this question. And I just couldn't decide. Hopefully this is the question he was referring to. But we'll just cover this tomorrow. Y'all, keep this in your mind, and we're going to discuss it tomorrow, okay? So, which one is the greatest mic? We're going to discuss this tomorrow, y'all. I got to close out the show, but I can't believe I forgot again. Man, yeah, you're laughing at me. Okay, yeah. We'll discuss it tomorrow. Which one was the greatest mic? Did you start your car today? I started my... I'm trying to think. When did I start my car? I did start my car like a few days ago. Not today, but a few days ago. I did start it. I do need to drive it. I'm trying to think of the last time I drove it. Has it already been a week since I drove it? I feel like... I don't know. Tiffany. I probably... Since I can't even remember if I did... When's the last time I drove my car? It's probably time to drive my car again. But yeah, that's funny, Tiffany, that you brought that up. He spoke about this to one of the reporters. Of course he did, Tiffany. Of course he did. I'm telling you, AJ Brown, he can't stay out of the media. Okay, y'all. We're going to close out now. I will catch y'all tomorrow, hopefully, and we'll get into more shenanigans. And I'll see you next time, Touchdown Tribe. Bye, guys.